What's up guys, this is Ben from Rad Tech, and today we're on video number 11 of our PC building series. Last week we built our PCs, and today is all about booting them. I'd like to start off this video by apologizing to all the viewers that have been following week by week. I know how hard it is to build a computer and not be able to boot it, although if that was the case, I imagine that some of you have gone elsewhere and learned how to boot it yourself. But for those who have waited, or those that are tuning in later on, today we're going to be booting them. First thing you'll need to get is another computer running Windows and a USB drive at least 8 gigabytes. We're going to plug our drive into our separate computer, the one that we didn't just build. This USB stick will hold the Windows software that we're going to be booting from. Next, we're going to open up a browser, and we're going to Google Windows 10 download. The first link will usually bring us to where we need to be. You'll want to make sure that the site says create Windows 10 installation media. If you're not using a supported computer, it may say to download the ISO file, which we don't want in this case. So we're going to want to download the tool now, navigate to our USB stick, and save. It's a very small download, so it's going to be finished up. Allow it. And now we wait. This process may take a little while because it's downloading the Windows software from the application that we just downloaded. First, we accept all the agreements, and then it's going to take some more time to get ready. On this next screen, you'll want to make sure that you click Create Installation Media because we don't want to be upgrading the PC that we're making this tool on. Then you click Next. If the checkbox is clicked for Use the recommended options for this PC, it'll automatically find the version of Windows 10 that is best suited for the computer that you're searching on. For the newer computers that we're building, you'll want to make sure that the architecture is at least 64-bit. On this next screen, you'll want to click USB flash drive and not ISO file because we don't want to download it to our computer or a DVD. We just want this USB drive to be able to transfer to our new computer. When it gives you the option to select a USB flash drive, it'll list off all the removable drives in your system right now, and as I only have one, this is the one that I've chosen to be my boot drive. So I make sure it's selected and I click Next. Now we wait a little while more, and now it's downloading Windows 10. The window now has a message that says feel free to keep using your PC. This is because it's downloading about 4 to 5 gigabytes worth of the Windows 10 operating system. Since that's a fairly big amount, it gives you the option to work while it downloads in the background. Alright, so now that it's downloaded, it's installing it onto the drive and getting it all ready. This stage also works in the background, so you can keep using this computer while it does this job. This step takes a whole lot less time than the previous one, as this is installing and not downloading. Hey. Here we come, here we go. Finishing up. Finally, it says your USB flash drive is ready, so now you can click Finish at the bottom right. And now we're good to go. You can eject this USB drive. And now we're ready to start on our new computers. Now that we have our boot drive, our brand new PC, you'll need a keyboard and a monitor for this part, so I'll be finishing up the PC build series with videos about monitors and peripherals, so be sure you're subscribed and click the bell so you don't miss those videos. Now that we have everything we need, it's time to turn this on and get started. I've got my video cable plugged into the back, I've got my keyboard and my mouse plugged in, and I have my power cable plugged into the power source, so it's time to flip the switch for the power, and you might notice some LEDs turn on in the computer. And then we plug in our USB drive into one of the USB ports on the computer. Now that that's in, it's time to turn the computer on. You'll get some fans popping up. Since we don't have an operating system like Windows or Linux installed in our computer, we have to enter the BIOS to get it started. To do this, different motherboards have different options to get in. My motherboard is made by Gigabyte, so to enter the boot window in the BIOS, I have to click F12. When my flash screen turns on my monitor, all I have to do is spam the F12 key until the boot window shows up. Now that I'm in the boot menu in the BIOS, it's going to give me a list of options to boot from. Since I know that my boot drive that I made is a Kingston Data Traveler and it's the only USB stick that's in this computer, I know that the first option here is good for me. So I'm going to click enter. If the first one doesn't work, try the second one and maybe that works. When you click that, it's going to automatically start setting up Windows. If you see this screen, it's a good sign. So now we just follow the process on how to do it. When we made the installation tool on the USB drive, we were given an option to change the language. So here, we only have one option for the language, but you can change the time and currency format. I live in Canada, so I'm going to change that to English Canada, but the US keyboard is fine for me. I'm going to click next and install now. When you get to this part, Windows is going to ask for an activation key. Activation keys can seem kind of expensive considering that macOS and Linux come for free. There's a few other tech reviewers that have gone through why Windows charges for their operating system. I won't go through all of that, but feel free to check out their videos. If you have bought a Windows license, this is where you put the activation key. Since legit copies can seem kind of expensive, I have found licenses that work perfectly for this on eBay for about $5, so feel free to check that out. I won't link it in the description, but feel free to check it out on your own. If you don't want to go through all of that or pay any money for Windows, you can still use it. The only options that you'll be missing out on are changing a few options here and there, and you'll have a little icon on the bottom that says Activate Windows. But if you don't mind that, you can go ahead and say, I don't have a product key. Here in this window, you can select the different kind of operating system that you want. It's all Windows 10, but different options here come with more or less features. I'm going to go with Home as this computer is meant for my home, and I don't need too many other features because I'm going to be downloading all my software manually. After clicking Next, we have to read all these terms and licenses. Once you do that, you can say I accept license terms and click Next. In this next window, you have the option to upgrade or install Windows only. Since I'm assuming that all of you are using brand new hard drives on your brand new computer, we'll be wanting to use the custom install Windows only option, because the upgrade option is used to keep all your files, settings, and applications that have been installed previously on your hard drive. If you are using an older hard drive from another build, then feel free to use the upgrade option if that works for you. I have my hard drive here, it sees that it's there, and it's seeing it as drive 0 unallocated space as 4 terabytes, which is the drive that I plugged in. So now I'm going to click on this and click Next. And now we wait. This is where Windows will be installing the whole operating system onto the hard drive that you just selected in the previous step. Unfortunately, this isn't a background process like installing the USB drive before, so we're just going to have to wait, pull out your phone, maybe watch a YouTube video, and we'll be back in a bit. Now that this is all done, we take out our USB stick and we turn it back on. Now that we see the Windows logo, this is a good sign. That means that at least some of the Windows operating system has been installed in our hard drive, and now we wait for the little ball to keep loading. This may take a while, as this is Windows getting all the operating system ready to be used, so you may see a few different messages on the bottom as it's getting everything set up. After it says it's getting ready, it's going to reboot itself, and we're going to see the Windows sign. It's going to take a little while longer just to set everything up. Next, we're going to see a blue screen with more loading, and it says just a moment. This will all be a very rewarding amount of waiting once we're able to use our brand new PC with the newly installed Windows OS. So hang tight. After all that waiting, Windows is finally installed, and Microsoft is going to open up with Microsoft Edge. Microsoft Edge is their competition to Google Chrome or Safari or Firefox. If you're like me, I'm going to go straight ahead and enter Google Chrome download. You'll notice here that Microsoft Edge is going to plead with you to keep using their software before showing you the option to download Google Chrome. But I'm going to ignore that because I don't like Microsoft Edge. Here I click download Chrome, accept and install, and run. So now that I have my browser of choice downloaded, it's time to start getting your drivers. Each piece of hardware that you have in your computer may have a bit of software or a driver that needs to be installed for your computer to run smoothly. One example is the NVIDIA control panel. I already have a notification here from NVIDIA to download it, so that'll be my first thing to do. Next, since I'm using an AMD chip, AMD has a software where you can monitor the temperatures and all the cores that are inside the CPU. So I'm going to go ahead and get that. And then my motherboard has a few other softwares I'm gonna get, including the RGB software that lets you control all the RGB on your computer. Now that Windows is up and running, it's all yours to explore. Everything past this point is up to you. You can customize it as much as you want, you can make it look the way you want, and you can install all the software you want. Even though this video was made with peripherals and a monitor, my next 2 videos will be talking about peripherals and monitors, so be sure you're subscribed and click the bell icon so you don't miss those 2 videos. Don't forget to like this video, follow me on Instagram, and comment down below how you found this whole process and what you did during all those waiting times. Thanks for watching, peace.